Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at HIMS and HERS health. It is time for another update, and today we will be discussing about the extensions that occurred to the downside as expected. Honestly, if you watched the previous video, this should be no surprise. We were actually favoring continuation to the downside, but we will also be watching at the levels that we need to break for a signal that we have indeed bottomed, a confirmation that we have bottomed within this movement to the downside and that we may already be on our way to new all-time highs. Now, before we get there, I would like to go quickly through the larger time frame for any of you who might be new. And here we are tracking using the Elliott wave strategy, a leading diagonal forming to the upside where we have a wave 1 up, a wave 2 down, and now we are in the larger wave 3. And of course, after we finish the third wave, we would still need to find a support for a fourth and build a fifth to have a more clear 5-wave structure and not even have the more clear, but actually fulfill the entire pattern within the leading diagonal. Now, since it is a leading diagonal within the wave 3, we are looking at an ABC structure as well, where so far we have completed the wave A, the wave B, and within the wave C, we have completed the wave 1, 2, 3, fourth, and we are looking now at the fifth wave to be unfolding. Now, within this wave 5, we are looking at an ABC structure as we are tracking an ending diagonal within this wave C. And within this ABC structure, we have so far completed the wave A, and we are looking for a bottom at any point now within the wave B, where afterwards we are looking for the wave C to be forming. For the wave B, we have the entire area of support between the $46.7 all the way down to the $30.2 level to find support and create the reversal to the upside in wave C. If we end up breaking here below the 78.6% retracement, well, that would be a quite high warning sign that this structure will likely fail. The probabilities would decrease for the structure, for the movement to the upside to still occur, and we would need to be prepared for even an invalidation, meaning a break below the beginning of this wave A around the $24 level. Now, if we break even below that level, even below the $24 level, well, we would have to probably disregard even the larger interpretation, where this could not really be a wave 4 anymore, because the last level of support is the 61.8% retracement. We have touched briefly below it already, but we recovered quickly enough to salvage it. And if we break below those levels, we would need to maybe consider something like an AB, but that would be a quite low quality setup, where it's not something that I would personally recommend tracking actively, looking for a position, and would probably be more of something to watch on the sideline or from the sidelines, not looking for a position if we break here below the $24 level. Now, at this point, we are still within the high probability area, and we have a 5-wave move within the wave A, which does suggest that after this 3-wave correction, we should find the bottom and look for a 5-wave structure to the upside within the wave C. And within this correction down, we have so far been looking at an ABC structure, and at this point, this is still the ideal structure that we are tracking, but I do want to mention other interpretations are possible, although not necessarily preferred. Which is why, for now, we are going to focus on this idea. Within this wave B, we have pushed perfectly into the resistance area and only wicked above that before pushing and following through to the downside in the wave C. And we did already even surpass the ideal target for a wave C to the downside, as well as we followed through perfectly as per the previous video expectations, where we were looking here at a count where in the wave C to the downside we are looking for a 5-wave move. As always, the wave C must be a 5-wave move, and within this wave we have 1, 2, 3 that we were tracking, a 4th wave up, and then a 5th wave to be unfolding in this area. And within this wave 5, we had a quite specific count that seems to have worked out extremely nicely, where we had a wave 1 and 2 complete, and we were looking at the wave 3. Now, we are tracking an ending diagonal within this wave 5 to the downside, and within the wave 3, we had an ABC structure, where in the wave C, we were looking at the 1, 2, 3, and we had here the resistance area for the wave 4, and we were looking for a 5th wave to complete the larger wave 3. In the wave 4, we pushed perfectly into the 50% retracement, we formed the 5th wave, and then oddly enough, we pushed perfectly into where I had landed the wave 4 correction afterwards, and then we even formed an additional low in the 5th wave, which actually is available as an ABC structure. allowing us to actually track a full pattern within this correction on this chart. So at this point, I don't need any additional waves, any additional lows to occur to have a full count within this wave B. Not only that, we do see already significant divergences. We do see a bottoming structure where the momentum is decreasing significantly, and we do have enough waves in all counts to actually consider this pattern complete to a point where I am ready and prepared to look for the wave C to the upside. Now, this is not a confirmation that this correction is done. In fact, I will provide relevant resistance areas to still watch out for, but I am pointing out that from a large time frame perspective and from a short time frame perspective, we are prepared to have bottom in this wave B. And in that case, we can even look for an ideal target for the wave C to the upside. Now, this is assuming that we have already bottomed in the wave B, but that would be the 100% extension of the wave A, which is around the $97 level. So from these levels where we may have formed the bottom, we could be looking at a quite serious potential for this stock to form increased returns. Now, I'm not telling you to buy or what to do. I am telling you explicitly here, this could still extend lower. This could still fail. I'm looking at this structure and believing, and yeah, I see that a bottom is likely to form within this area. And even if it is not a bottom within the wave B and we start the wave C to the downside, I do still find it very likely that we should expect a relief rally at any point, and especially into the resistance area, which we will discuss right now. Now, since this structure followed through perfectly to the downside, we can still track a possible extension within this wave 5, and if we break even that, I will remove the interpretation and the count, and in that case, I would be watching here for a possible larger wave A instead of the entire wave 5 to be formed in this area. I would now be looking for a wave B and then a wave C that could still occur, and in that case, the main areas of resistance that I would be watching out for would be between the $34.5 all the way up to the $36.2 level. If we break above the 78.6% retracement, it is likely that this wave 5 will not extend any further. Not impossible, we would need to actually break below or above the beginning of this wave 5 for a confirmation of that interpretation. And from a large time frame perspective, well, I am thinking of different ways this count could work out and the relevant resistance areas to watch, and I could see something like an ABC to be unfolding, in which case, if this is a 1, this would be a 1-2 within the wave C, and then this could be a third wave down. We could be looking for a fourth wave up and then a fifth wave to still unfold. It is not a high probability interpretation for me. I would actually not find it too likely to work out, but I believe this is the best resistance area we can watch out for at the moment within these levels. And in that case, I will be using here the resistance area for a wave 4 in white between the $36 all the way up to the $41.7 level. And if we manage to break even above the 61.8% retracement here, well, I would have to consider with even higher probability that this movement to the downside is done and that we should be looking for at least an even higher retracement. So we need to basically take it level by level, invalidate each of the bearish scenarios one by one, and as we move along, we look for the next resistance levels that we need to watch out for. And yeah, for example, if we break here above the 61.8% retracement here, well, I might be looking at something like a 1-2 and then an A wave down, a B wave up, and then a C wave that could still take us lower. I would provide an even higher area of resistance within these levels to watch out for, yeah, relevant Fibonacci retracement levels that could prove difficult to break and that could, yeah, basically stop us from our rally that we are tracking to the upside within the wave C. But at this point, I am looking for a bottom, the bottom line. Yeah, this is the bottom line basically. I am looking for the initial 5-wave move to the upside if we get it within the wave C. Yeah, if we manage to get an impulse that we form, it would be ideal because it will provide even additional and higher probability setups. But for now, these are the levels. This is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you want me to cover, and I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. And until then, I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.